Happy Saturday, everybody, from historic Keyworth Stadium at Detroit City FC, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Match day 1 of the 4, that is the group of the USL Jägermeister League Cup, took place today. A physical battle, as always, between these two clubs. However, this time for Detroit City FC, they were able to get the win in regulation time. It was a battle, but in the 91st minute, Darren Smith, who else would it be? Big header into the net. Detroit City 1, Pittsburgh Riverhounds 0. A matchup that was kind of a stalemate for a bit until some subs in the second half for Detroit City FC. Ben Morris came on, Haruki Yamazaki came on, and you got to see this attack really get into stride, create a bunch of chances, rewarded in the end with that goal for Smith. I think for Darren Smith now it's 6 goals in the last 4 matches, so he is on a run to say the least. The next matchup for Detroit City FC is at Indy 11, the first of 4 consecutive on the road as of right now. Saturday, May 3rd. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Eastern, which will be before their U.S. Open Cup Round 4 matchup a few days later in Bridgeview, Illinois, taking on the Chicago Fire, the U.S. Open Cup Round of 32. So plenty of exciting things to talk about. We will be going into this match a bit more on Make City Make Spence early next week, as well as maybe Channel 451 Tunnel Talk. So for Garrett here, to whoever you're checking this out, have a great Saturday, have a great weekend, and we go onward. Detroit City FC opened up their Jägermeister League Cup in style, well, gritty in style, with a hard-fought 1-0 win over Pittsburgh Riverhounds FC. The first regulation win, Cup or League, against the Riverhounds, and it came via Darren Smith 91st minute goal. Here with us, Coach Danny Dichio. You've scored plenty of goals like that through there. Yep. Tell us through that match. We know personally how difficult Pittsburgh Riverhounds can be to play with. I know you've seen it as well, coaching in their last year. What were you expecting from this side today, especially with their approach and a little bit of rotation by them?
Yeah, I mean, they changed their system and their formation, which I said to the boys before the game, it's a credit to you guys with the way you've been playing and the confidence you've been playing with. But listen, Pittsburgh are a very, very good team. They're very well drilled, very well organized. Bob Lilly's a great coach within this league, so we knew it was going to be a difficult day. Both teams make it very difficult for opponents to score, so we knew it was going to be a close affair. But we just felt with the momentum in the second half and the win behind us, we could create a few more chances. So bringing Ben Morris on and Haruki Yamazaki, I thought they did a really good job in just creating a couple more chances for us. And in the end, you know, we put a good cross in from Ben Morris and Darren's on the end of it. I thought it was a little bit behind him, but he gets enough on it to put it down, which we say to all our strikers, make sure your headers go down because it's difficult for goalkeepers to react to that bounce. So I'm delighted for Darren. He's in a good vein of form at the moment, but even more proud of the team because, you know, that never say die spirit that we kind of been living on this year is continuing to be good for us.
You were mentioning Haruki Yamazaki, and I felt from attacking and where we were at, it was just somebody who injected life, and he had that moment with that collision with that dude who's, I think, 3-4 inches, and just seeing that. What does his style, you think, bring to a group of players that are as maybe the most talented, competitive we've seen in Detroit City FC, especially when you have the amount of competitions that we're having this year?
I think it's a necessity for us, and bringing Haruki in as another player that we scouted in the off-season that we thought, you know, needs that little lift to get up to the next level. He's played very well in college, very well in League One for Colorado. So it's a big moment for him as well. And we want players that are hungry to try and prove themselves at this level. But you're right, he has a little bit different flair than your Reese or your Moridonas and Alex Villanuevas, who have done really well for us this year. But to have another option like Haruki on the bench for us is I think, what's needed for this group to push even further on this year.
6 goals in the last 4 matches for Darren Smith, 7 in all competitions. You've known it well. When a striker is as hot as he is right now, what does that mean for, especially with the run of away games you have coming up and everything on forward?
It's a confidence booster, not only for Darren himself, who, you know, he's a tireless worker, a great trainer, a very humble human being, but for the rest of the team to have the knowledge that you've got a striker up there that can feed off of half chances, but can also make goals for himself as well and put the ball in the back of the net. And, you know, that's why we brought Darren in. We studied him for a long time. We identified him a long, long time ago, had numerous conversations with him, and we had to make sure we were the right fit for his career in where he wanted it to go, and we're delighted to have him, and he's showing his full worth at the moment.
Indy 11, Chicago Fire round 32 for the U.S. Open Cup, Hartford Athletic, Birmingham Roots, all way upcoming, mindset going in.
Win every game we can, just start to prepare, recover, but as I said, whatever tournament we're in, whatever league, cup, we want to go into that game wanting to win the game, and that's the mentality with this group.
And lastly, for anyone checking this out, message you want to leave for anyone that was in the stands today or anyone that was checking this match out.
I thought they brought it today. I said to a couple of fans, in the crazy section, that I thought you lifted us a little bit in the second half. I know it was cold, but maybe there was a few more beers consumed, but I thought they got a little bit more rowdy for us, and that pushed us on.
4 wins and consecutive in all competitions. May the run continue. Danny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.